On this week's Tuesday Talk, we're going to give you what we consider the must-haves for your first night camping in an Airstream. So we're going to do this in two parts. The things we think you absolutely need to have and what they cost, and then the things we think for us are nice to haves and what they cost.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. Meanwhile, this was a question from Peter on one of our comments. So thanks, Peter. I hope this answers some of your question. And if anybody else has a question they'd like answered, please let us know in the comments, as always. So first thing you must have are chocks.
Yes, chocks go on either side of the tires to make sure that your trailer does not go forward and backwards after you park.
Yes.
So you get your trailer all situated first and level, and then put your chocks in on either side, and you should be good and stable.
Yes. So I'll have links to all of these things in the description below. We found chocks for about $10, $11 on Amazon.
Super cheap. Yeah.
So they're not super expensive, and they are important. The next thing we have is blocks. So these are... You must have something to level your trailer. You don't necessarily need to buy blocks, but you must have something.
Yes. So we're talking about leveling your trailer left to right. So if one side of your trailer is a little bit lower than the other, what you do is you just put some blocks down, and we have some plastic blocks that just stack on top of each other, so you can make them almost as high as you need. And after putting them down on the ground, you physically drive the trailer up onto the blocks to level out that particular side. Yeah. So you don't want to unhitch until you do this step.
Yes,
with your
and
blocks.
if your first site's level, you're not going to necessarily need it, but
yeah,
there's no guarantee.
You may not need it.
And a lot of people I've seen use pressurized wood and other things instead of plastic blocks, so you might be able to do this without paying anything. The blocks we have are like $36, and I'll link to them.
Yeah, it's important to note that your trailer will also have stabilizers on all four corners, but those are just to stabilize the trailer. They are not in any way designed to actually level the trailer
or take any
left to right. So don't put much weight on those at all. Just lower them so they make pretty good contact with the ground, so your trailer doesn't wobble when you walk back and forth.
Okay, next must-have is a sewer hose. If you
empty that stuff somehow.
You gotta hook it. Yeah, you gotta hook up. You gotta empty it.
Yep.
So I'm gonna be linking to a 20-foot sewer hose that we have. It's a little more expensive. It's $49. You can get them cheaper. This just happens to be the brand that Steve's dad recommended we go with when we started the trailer. But any sewer hose is a sewer hose.
For the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing you might need is an adapter for your sewer hose. So we did, and we didn't know we did.
Airstreams are different. Yeah, so we got out here the very first time we started to camp, and our sewer hose did not connect up to our Airstream. Luckily, we have an Airstream store just down the road that we picked up an adapter for that fits onto the Airstream sewer connection, and then we connected the sewer hose that we bought that you could pick up anywhere onto that adapter, and now it works fine.
Yeah, so you might need that. We have no idea if that's true for all Airstreams or just our model or whatever.
We have
make
a
sure
2005.
to ask. Yeah, make sure to ask when you buy your Airstream.
We may have fixed that situation by now. But
yeah, I don't have that in. I'll put it in the description, but I don't have a link for it because I couldn't really find something exactly like it. But you might need that. Okay, other must-have, a drinking water hose, because you want water.
Yes. And this is just a regular garden hose. I mean, you can get better hoses.
Yes, well, so when you look online, you'll find that they have ones called actual drinking water hoses. You probably want to go with that, or at least research the hose you have, because garden hoses can have chemicals in them that you don't necessarily want leaching into the water you're drinking.
Sure.
But they're not expensive. The 25-foot one I'll be linking to is under $10 on Amazon, so not inexpensive.
Nope, super cheap, but gotta have.
Yes.
Especially if you're hooked up.
Yes. So last one, gotta have, is your electrical cord, which ours came with an electrical cord. I would think most probably do.
I would sure think so, yeah.
So that's free, or at least it came with the purchase of the trailer.
Included.
Yes. So obviously electricity, important if you want full hookups or to charge your batteries. So those are all the things we have for must-haves. The total of what I'll be linking to is a little over $100. So not a huge startup cost.
And this is assuming you're not boondocking.
Yes.
If you're boondocking, you don't need the sewer hose, you don't need the power
Well, you
cable.
do
I mean,
eventually,
eventually
yeah.
you do, but you don't need those things while you're camping.
Yes.
Of course, if you're at a campsite with hookups, these
want
things
them.
definitely apply.
So now we're going to go through our nice-to-haves. These are all things that we either have or plan to have when we start full-time. Well, I guess we are full-time before we start traveling.
Yep.
So in terms of sewer stuff, we have our Slinky.
Yes. Slinky is a little plastic device that allows your sewer hose to gradually make a descent down to the sewer grate at your campground. If you don't have that, you run the risk of your sewer hose coming out of your trailer and just flopping down on the ground and then lying flat, which means that when you empty your tanks, especially the black tank, but even the gray tank, things will get stuck in your hose and it'll just sit there and stagnate and smell, and it's never good. You want to let gravity work with you here.
Yes.
And the Slinky the Slinky allows you to
do that.
to make that gradual descent, so everything kind of flows out a lot more easier.
So
a lot more easily.
the Slinky that we have costs about $30. I'll link to it in the description. But Steve, since he takes care of all that, that's
I'm the guy.
nice to have for him. We also have a shut-off valve, which you may have seen in one of the previous videos. We use it specifically for the fact that we combine our black and gray tank, but other people use it in case their shut-off valves on their Airstreams or trailers don't work real well. And all it does is it seriously just shuts off either the exit or entrance, I guess the exit, from the black and gray tank.
Well, it sits between your sewer hose and the exit from your trailer.
Yeah.
So that means you can open up both the gray and the black tank if you wanted to. As long as the shutoff valve is closed, nothing is going to get to your sewer hose.
Exactly. So, and that's
good
about
for
$23,
leveling
$24.
balancing the tanks.
Yeah.
If you
If
have
you
a
wanna do
composting toilet and you don't use your black tank for wastewater.
Yeah. So that's a nice to have for us. That's about $23. Okay, water.
Yep.
Two things we have nice to haves for water besides the hose, obviously. One is a water regulator, because sometimes campgrounds have really, really strong water pressure, and
This one's one of those that
Yeah.
has pretty high water pressure, and you'll find that that's fairly common.
especially when the campground's not full. So they kind of plan for having a lot more people using the water, and so the pressure would go down. But when it's not full, it's pretty high. And so a water regulator, it's $9, and you just connect it.
It's very cheap. Yeah, it goes between the hose and the hookup at your campsite.
Yep.
So
And keeps it
couldn't
so
be
that you don't
easier.
have too high pressure inside your
It's a very small
trailer.
device. It's about that long.
Yeah.
So
The other thing we have is a water filter, because
we just recently got
we
got
did,
that.
yeah, because we changed out our faucet and we lost the filtering capability in the faucet. But here it's not a big deal, but you don't know what
Some
your water's
places
like.
the water is not very good.
Yeah.
So I mean, having a filter there. I mean, it's at the very least have a filter at your faucet inside.
Yeah.
But even better, if you have it outside, that means all the water going into your trailer is filtered and
It's not going to help with
better,
really, really
at
bad water,
least.
but it's going to make it
Yeah.
better. And it's only like $16, so not so bad.
It's a little blue tube that fits between the hose and the spigot.
So two more nice to haves, this time in electrical. So we have a 50 to 30 amp adapter, so that
We have a 30 to 50.
whatever way you say it. Pretty much we plug into the 50 amp at the campground and convert that to our 30 amp. So why?
Well, the Airstream is a 30 amp trailer.
Yes.
So it takes 30 amp. You'll never be able to get it to take the 50. However, if the campground that you're at offers 50 amp service, use it when you can, because that helps to make sure that you
don't blow.
regulate power surges that happen. And if you're running an AC and you're running a hair dryer, you still have plenty of power at the source to make sure that those appliances
So you won't
work
short
just
things
fine.
out.
So always use always connect to the highest amperage as you
At least that's what
possibly
we've
can.
been told.
I think
I'm
amperage
sure
is a word.
people have a opinion about that, but that is what Steve's dad recommended, and it seems to work for us. So that's about $26.
So we just have the 30 to 50 adapter and it works just fine.
The last thing is something we do not currently have, but we plan on getting very soon, and that is a surge protector. Not just any surge protector, one that actually also diagnoses the electrical at the campground when you first plug it in. So you can tell if there's anything wrong with the station that you're going to be plugging your Airstream into, because apparently that happens. And
yeah, and you could blow your circuitry in your trailer, and that's an expensive fix.
Yeah.
And you're probably not going to get the campground to foot that bill for
No.
you.
So
having a surge protector is always a nice thing.
Yeah, so you can plug it in, see if anything's wrong with the unit you're about to plug into. If it is, go talk to somebody before you plug your trailer in. And if everything's fine, what it also does is prevent against, obviously, surges from electrical storms or whatever else. So there's a few on the market. There's 2 brands that make a less expensive one. They're around $90, $80. And then there's one brand that makes one that's like $250. And that sounds like a ginormous price difference, and it is. But the reviews on the expensive one are out of this world. And the reviews on the less expensive one is that if you ever do get a power surge, it may melt to prevent the power surge going into the Airstream, and it may destroy your electrical cable as well. And so it's meant to do that so that it doesn't destroy your things in the Airstream, but electrical cable's
really
expensive.
Yes,
so
as far as we're concerned, if you're going to go to the trouble of buying a surge protector,
buy
a nice one.
That
That's
should
going to
hopefully
last you
last.
for a while. So we'll
I'll link to
probably
both
end
of
up
them.
getting the better choice.
Yeah, I think we will. But I'll link to both of them. So full setup cost is, with everything we talked about, both must-haves and nice-to-haves, with the cheaper of the surge protectors is about $300. With the more expensive of the surge protectors is about $450. So either way, less
Really
than
not
$500 to be really set up really well and be ready to hook up in any campground anywhere.
Yeah.
So I hope that helped explain some of the things you'll need or would be nice to have if you're camping in your Airstream. And if anyone else has any suggestions, please let us know in the comments. We're still learning as well, and if there's something that would be good for us to have when we hit the road, it would be good to know. So please let us know. And as always, if you like these videos, give us a big thumbs
up, all that good stuff. Subscribe if you like what we're putting down, and I guess we'll see you next time.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.